Today I brought up the issue once again regarding tenant verification. I have been bringing up this issue for the last 2 years, asking the Panchayat to give us a list of all the migrants that are staying in the village. Every time the Gram Sabha is there, the same list question comes, and they are always giving me that it will be given. Recently, they called me to the Panchayat and they told me that they have prepared a list of migrants in two wards, Olauli and ward number 1, ward number 2. And the list they gave me was this list. Can you see it? Now, this list does not contain the list of the migrants. It contains the list of the owners of the houses. So, owners of the houses are here. I'll show you. From Paolo Barreto, Simon Fernandez, Claudian Fernandez, these are all the owners of the houses and not the list of the migrants. And without the list of the migrants, we cannot do anything. So today, finally, I have decided, we have passed a resolution unanimously that the Punch members and the Sarpanch, together with some of us activists, will go and meet the PI in Mapsa. And we will discuss with him how best he can tackle this issue of migrants, because there are more than 400 to 500 migrants in the village, to such an extent that even the women, migrant women, are riding scooters without licenses. We are not against that, but with such a heavy influx of migrants, we don't know what is the future. And unless it is controlled by this Panchayat or by the police, no improvement will be there. So we only hope that the Panchayat will take action and stop this. Keep it under control. That is all demand. So that we know exactly who is a migrant in this village.
बोबा म्हणजे कितें जालें आतां एवरी टायम डेव्हलपमेंट करून सांगू हे आतां सरपंच आहा पळय सरपंचाक आमी सांगलें कितें जे आतां डिस्ट्रॅक्शन जाता पळय हांगा ते पयलीं तुमी स्टॉप करूंक जाय. लायसन्सीस तुमी दिता हांगा दोंगरार दिल्ले लायसन्सीस तेवूय खंयचे 29(1)C म्हणून एक सारके वयर दोंगरार दिल्ले कंपाऊंड वॉल बांदपाक म्हणून परमिशन दिल्लें तेणें झाडां कट केली थंयसर सगळीं. जेन्ना लोकल पावले पळय तेंच्यांनी JCB सीज केले. आतां 4 म्हयने जाले JCB भितर आहा. ही कोणाची रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी आसली? जर तुम्ही लायसन्सीस दिता हे कंपाऊंड वॉल बांदपाक तुम्ही इन्स्पेक्शनूय करूंक जाय थंयसर. थंय वयता कितें डिस्ट्रॅक्शन्स करता सगळे झाडां कट करता अरावंड 35,000 स्क्वेअर मिटरतले. आतां हे जर पंचायतीक सरपंचाक सांगले पंच मेंबराक सांगले पंच मेंबर सांगता ना आमी जाय तशें करतले आमकां हेच करूं शकता. तो पर्सनल आपले आनी कोणा कडेन झगडावपाक लागलो आनी कितें उलोवपाक लागलो म्हणजे सगळे डायवर्ट करपाक इश्यू. मेन कितें जालां आतां लोकांचे कितें आहा प्रॉब्लम कितें आहा आमकां उदक जाय म्हणटा वारें जाय म्हणटा त्याच खातीर आमी हांगा झगडटा. ते कितें म्हणटा तुमी हे उलोव नाका हे करपाक रायट ना. आतां पर्रा रूल्स आसलो पळय पर्रा कशें लोकांनी प्रूफ पास करून घेतलेले पंचायतीन तशेंच आमी सांगलें आमकां अप टू 9 मिटर्स अलाव कर. झोनींग हांगा डिफरंट चेंज करूं शकना. कन्वर्जन ऑफ लँड शूड नॉट बी डन. सो वेरियस पॉयंट्स आसले पळय हे सगळे हितूनूच रिलेटेड टू कन्स्ट्रक्शन. आतां कितें जाला सगळेच कडेन कन्स्ट्रक्शन डिफिकल्टीज जाला पळय ते. आनी एक एक्झाम्पल एक रोड आहा प्रोजेक्ट येता हांगा इस्प्राव नावाचो तेंच्यांनी TCP डिपार्टमेंटान दाखयला 6 मिटर रोड म्हणून एक्झिस्टींग रोड. ते एक्झिस्टींग पळयत जाल्यार 3 मिटर 3.5 मिटर रोड आहा. सो आतां ही कोणाची रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी? पंचायतीची न्हू. येवन इन्स्पेक्शन करपाचें तुमी आनी रोड इमिजिएटली रिवोक करूंक जाय. वेदर देर इज नो रोड ऑन द सायड एक्चुअली. सो हितून कितें जालें हे सांगलें आमकां ना आमकां कळना म्हणटा ते आमकां हे काय खबर ना. तुमकां जर खबर ना तुमी घरा बसपाक जाय न्हू. तुमकां कितें आमी लिगली कितें त्या TCPन दिलां म्हणटा. TCP इज अ टेक्निकल डिपार्टमेंट. तेंच्यांनी परमिशन्स दिला अप टू 6 मिटर रोड आसूंक जाय. आतां सेक्रेटरीचें सरपंचाचें काम इन्स्पेक्ट करपाचें थंय येवन तुमी सायटीन इन्स्पेक्ट करूंक जाय वेदर द रोड इज फिजिकली 6 मिटर्स ऑर नॉट. इफ द रोड इज फिजिकली 6 मिटर्स ना जाल्यार तुमी हे करा स्टॉप करा रिवोक करा लायसन्सीस एंड लेट तांकां वचोन न्ही कोर्टान. तांकां कोर्टान वयताना वचोन न्ही स्टॉप करून न्ही. हेंचें कितें जाला हे बिल्डर लॉबींग सपोर्ट करपाक येयला. हेंकां फकत खंय पयशे चोरपाक मेळटा पळय थंय आहा हे. आयज तो आपुणूच उलयता आमी चोरला म्हणटा. तो कितें आतां तेजे मानसीक बीन कितें हाल्लेलें आहा म्हाका खबर ना. कित्याक तो आपूण आपल्या तेच उलोवपाक लागलो आमी चोर म्हणून लागलो आमकां हे म्हणटा कोण आनी कोण कितें म्हणटा असलें उलोवपाक लागलो. म्हणजे ग्रामसभेक कितें पॉयंट आहा पळय इश्यू ते करूंक जाय न्हू. मागीर सडनली एक पॉयंट घेवन येयलो हे वाच म्हणून लागलो. एक असेंब्लीन आमच्या MLAन रेज केल्लो कितें की कॅरिंग कॅपेसिटी ऑफ गोवा. कॅरिंग कॅपेसिटी इज बीन एक्सिडेड म्हणून. आफ्टर कॅरिंग कॅपेसिटी इज बीन एक्सिडेड मोहीन गुदिनो कडेन एक प्रश्न विचारलो तेणें म्हटलें ओके कॅरिंग कॅपेसिटी वील स्टडी अबाउट दॅट आनी गोवन कॅरिंग कॅपेसिटीचे स्टडी करून प्रोजेक्ट्स जे आतां फुडें येवपाक जायना पळय ते स्टॉप करपाचे म्हणून. सो तो कितें म्हणटा हे वाच म्हणटा आमी फायट करता प्रोजेक्ट स्टॉप करपाकूच आमी फायट करता. बट ते पंच मेंबराकूच आतां खबर ना तुमचें कितें नोटिफिकेशन कोणेंय कितें दाखयलें आमकां हे पळय हे वाच म्हणटा. बट तांकां खबर ना आतां कितें दॅट इज फॉर बेनिफीट फॉर पीपल एक्चुअली एंड दॅट इज द रिजन वी आर फायटींग फॉर.
What is the issue with that contract?
The issue of the contractor is only one thing. We asked them to give us a list of all the projects undertaken in the village, the name of the project, the amount, and who is the contractor. 90% of the work in this village has been done by one particular contractor.
It's been issued
all the tenders have been issued to one particular contractor. Now, his name is Samir Sheikh. Now, our contention is only to ask him one question. Is there no other contractor in the village or in Goa or in Bardes who can come for these tenders? How is it that only one contractor, Samir Sheikh, is been given all the tenders? So we are now going to demand that you go to the vigilance and find out what is the reason why only one contractor has been given. This is our main problem, because you cannot expect all the tenders to be given to one person. More of we don't even know what is the quality of work, because it's very surprising that all the tenders are given to one person. You yourself can to understand. That is our main issue.
So what is the amount like you all?
Amount of about 1 crore and odd. Total amount given to
It's a
him.
class 3 contract.
After looking at all the various tenders, the total amount is coming to 1 crore and some lakhs.
करूंक ना जुलयान तर केल्ले सुशेगाद सगळे जावपाचे आता आमकां चवथीचो बाबा आसा कळ्ळें न्ही तुमी जुलयान कित्याक करूंक ना फाटले फाटी करूंक ना आता आमकां व्हिडिओ सांगता तुमी करिना म्हणून तो डेट ठरयता रिटर्नान आसा फाटले फाटी म्हाका वर्बली सांगलेले ताणें तुमी कित्याक करूंक ना जुलयान सांगता जुलयान कित्याक करूंक ना ती रिजन दी आतां पहिला रूल रेग्युलेशन फॉलो करून करता मरे
आम्ही तर आमच्याकडे तर डेट जुलयाची जाल्यार व्हिडिओ मागीर
हांव ते आतां खबर आसा तेचेर बरयलें खबर आसा म्हाका वाचलें हांवें तें पेन वाचून नासतलें जुलयात कित्याक करूंक ना तें म्हाका सांग मरे फाटले फाटी तशेंच केलां तुमी एप्रिलान करपाचें आसलें मयार केलें हांव नाशिल्लो पूण एप्रिलान तुमी करपाचें अशें कायद्या प्रमाणे करूंक ना कित्याक तुमी करिना लायसन्स दिता फटफट फटफट करून दिता मरे तुमी लायसन्स आनी हांव बरोबर कितें पळयता उलयता तुमकां तुमी रुलान सगळें करता मरे सगळ्या रुलान करता मरे होय रूल फॉलो करा मरे होय रूल फॉलो करा मरे कित्याक रूल फॉलो करिना तुमी नाजाल्यार आतां अर्जंट करा घरा सगळें परत येता फुडल्या येताना अरे बोलले आसा हांगा
दाखवू नका तेजी फकाणां वाटता लिस्ट करायची ते कितें इतको हुशार भुरगो
द स्टँडिंग कमिटी शॉल द फंक्शन अरे मसर रे मसर तुका तुका एकट्याकूच दुखता कित्याक म्हाका खबर ना कोणाचें नांव घेवंक नाशिल्लें कोणाचें नांव घेतलेलें आमी हांगा आमी कोणाचें नांव घेवंक नासलें
30 वर्सां पंच कोण आहा आनी कशे लोक बाबा ताका निवडून दिता कोण नको तुका कितें प्रॉब्लेम आहा तुका कितें प्रॉब्लेम आहा 30
वर्सांचे हांवें काडला 30 वर्सांचे
बॉसांनी काम करता पांय पडटा बॉस ने कोण काम करना अक्सर खोटी मार
अरे 30 वर्सां हांवें म्हटला
कटन व्हिडिओ भाटान उलयला तुवें एक पंच 30 वर्सां ताका लोक कोण म्हणून काय जाणा
त्या भाटांतले उलयता तूं आतां जे उलय मरे
हय तूं ग्राम सभा उलोवपाक काय येना कोणे सांगला डेव्हलपमेंट हय कोण सांगता
अरे बरं बरं आमकां रायट ना जाल्यार हे ऑडिटेड स्टेटमेंट बजेट कित्याक काडटा हांगासर कित्याक काडटा आमकां प्रॉब्लम बजेट ऑडिटर ते सांग मरे म्हाका तूं सांग रे तूं सांग रे सरपंच आमकां कांय पावर ना मरे बजेट आमकां अप्रूव करूंक लायता ऑडिटेड स्टेटमेंट आमकां अप्रूव करूंक लायता एडमिनिस्ट्रेटिव्ह रिपोर्ट आमकां ऑडिट करता म्हणजे आमी कितें
आमचे पावर मागून सांगता तुका बरें तरी आसतना तुका जाय आमी इतारता एडवोकेटाक कन्सल्ट करता हें करता अरे जो
वाचता हांव वाचता The standing committee shall perform the function referred to above to the extent the powers are delegated to them by the panchayat. Delegate कोण करता है का खबर है साहब delegation का अर्थ किती देतो सर delegation का अर्थ किती देतो ना कायद्याचे स्पन delegation का अर्थ किती देतो सर आता black and white बोलेले असा
ऑब्जेक्शन्स काढतात
आम्ही सांगलं का बीएमसी हे पीबीआर पीपल बायोडायव्हर्सिटी रजिस्टर 2 वर्षा कोविडच्या घराच्या बाहेर जाता येणार नसल्या हांव म्हटलं फ्रेंड आणि 4-5 जण टेक्निकल कमिटी अख्खो गाव बोलला झाडा कितली सुपडी कसली जीव कसला वय वाच येतो पण नंबर असा जातो ऑक्सिजन झालं दाखवपाक बी कोविडच्या टायमार बोलले आता किती झालं झाडा कापता डोंगर कापता झाले की नाही निमाणे पीसीआर करून फायदा झाला की नाही बाहेर उडले की या दोघं कापा कमिशन
सगळे झाडा बिडा सगळे हे केलं आम्ही भोवले सगळे आणि तू रिजाईन आम्ही किती टोकला गेलो तुमका वाटलं सांगू करता पैसा
अरे त्या काय प्रॉब्लेम नाही काय वो बीएमसी नसला किती आमचा काय प्रॉब्लेम नाही आमचा काय प्रॉब्लेम बीएमसीच्या यातलो हे पंचायतीच्या लोक काढला ओके बोले केला ते आता काय हलवाने एका मी वाटतं असा म्हणून ते काय सांगले आणि ते हे असं मगासका माझ्या आणि एक पेपर रिझाइन झाला सोनिया पहिला कोणामध्ये झाला सुशांत असा आणि कोण असा बरोबर झाला आणि आम्ही आता वावरता किती काय केलं आम्ही बसा भरपाक करतो आम्ही आमची कामं सोडून आम्ही गावात वार्ता करणार सर ये मागे झगडतो हे मागे
ऑब्जेक्शन
Come on.
No, committees are fine.
Admitted this was stated that form the committee only if the power of to approve or reject
Yes.
is given to them.
Yes.
Approve or reject the power.
To give the say on approval of projects in the village.
Projects in the bill.
Mega projects.
Any projects. Any projects.
In sensitive area. उदाहरण दिलं होतं किती मगाशी दिसतं नाव बरोबर किती बात करायचा गावाची बरे जाऊनली
Next is the agenda point to discuss on the application and suggestion received from the public on developmental work, distribution of Pomburpa Gram. First, discuss the issue of multi-complexes, gated complex, villas, both luxury and ordinary, mushrooming in the village of Goa. Applicants for villas, etc., state residential villa, and on completion use it either as B2B, B&B, or without approval rent out on daily, weekly basis. These occupants are unsupervised and activities in these villas are not controlled. Discuss on this issue and drafting of resolution by the members as to bar residential villas to sublet, reduce B&B villas, or rules to be added to the construction licenses together with legal clauses. Second point is
Take up the first one. But after building it, instead of using it as a residence, then he's subletting it out to Delhi who come and spend 1 night, 2 nights, 1 month in those villas. So they spend it, they bring all the liquor, their women, their wine, everything, they make a noise, and they deserve a peace of mind. So villas which are really meant for residential as per the
self-residence.
as a self-residence, so individually, they are using it for purposes which is not meant for it. Now there are what you call B&B, Airbnb. Some of them have registered, there are about 7 of them, I think you are aware of it. How many B&B are there in Pomburpa? He doesn't know.
Yeah, the list here.
I found 6.
There are 6 B&Bs working in Pomburpa, which the panchayat does not know. We do not get any money from them.
Only Katra we get. Only Katra we get.
The only thing we get is Kachra. Because there are more garbage because they have to be collected garbage. There, how many people are coming and staying there? What they are doing there? Who is staying there? Nobody knows. Okay. This is a resolution which we are passing by the Gram Sabha members unanimously adopt the following resolution with regard to AIR, CND, homestay accommodations, other rentals in the village. The members request the Panchayat to maintain a record of all Airbnbs, etc., check and verify their registration with tourism and other relevant departments. Inform electricity department of use from residential to commercial.
Domestic to commercial.
They are got villa. They use it for renting it out for 1 day, 2 days. So when they build a villa, it is residential.
It becomes a hotel.
The moment they give it on rent to a person, it becomes commercial. Then the commercial taxes are different and the residential taxes are different. I heard in Para, they have gone after the told. They have gone to Para to go after this Airbnb and the electricity department has charged 50,000 rupees fine for each BNB that is there. So here it is forgot. Residential using it for commercial purposes. From the minister saying that they are beautifying from Salo to Mondo to Pomburpa. Now we are not aware of any beautification of our ecosystem. What we want to know is a clarification from the government whether ecosystem is included in it or it's only Salo to Mondo. Because tomorrow suddenly they come and destroy ecosystem and start building beautification. We don't want anything to be beautified. Our village ecosystem is perfect. So is the whole of Pomburpa. We don't want outside to come.
Borrowed, never borrowed.
Yes.
Borrowed.
We don't want
ट्रॅफिक तुका 5,000 तुका मेळटा आणि आता फुडले बोला तुका
So we want
ताका रोड बायपास काढली नाला आणखी जन जाता नाक पडटा म्हणून आम्ही एका काय काय दिलं नका प्लॅनिंग करता पर्यंत विलेज प्लॅनिंग करता सॉलिड प्लॅन
Now begun. This is 60 of the Gram Sabha meeting of 24/11/2024, wherein the Sarpanch on the issue of migrants in Pomburpa stated that she had visited the Aldana outpost and they have all the data of the migrants. And same will be provided during the next Gram Sabha. At the next Gram Sabha,
तकाच पाहना तकाच त्याच्या
the next Gram Sabha inquired and was told list is ready on computer and will be provided. I then sent a letter on 20/3/2025 asking for the list and here the Panchayat told me that this is ready with 2 wards around. Does it mean that Sarpanch ward or and deputy Sarpanch's ward have no migrants? So also other wards. This list provides list of owners who have let their roots on hire and not names of migrants.
Okay. In our village, Pomburpa, Olavi, Ikushi, there are a lot of migrants are coming. I think another 5 years time you find more migrants than locals there. Because their population is increasing and we don't know how many are there. If you ask the government today or the Panchayat, they have no idea how many people are here. For 2 years I've been fighting for the question, asking them to go to each ward member, to go to the houses, check out the migrants, give us a list of how many migrants are staying in each ward. So we can go to the police and check whether they have got a tenant verification or not. I've been asking this so many times. Finally they gave me a list of 2 wards. Olavi and Aram, ward number 1 and 2. And the best part of it, all the house owners have become migrants.
Returning.
All, because when I asked the list of migrants, they give me a list of the houses where the migrants are staying. I'll just read some names. Maria F. Bar, Antonio Norona, Namdeep Alankar, Girish Karvolkar, Alba Rodriguez. These are the names of the migrants I get. Can you imagine the Panchayat, the secretary is giving this list?
That means
Record visited property.
That means either the secretary does not know what is doing, or the ward members don't know what they are asking.
He's
Imagine
provided.
more than 500 migrants are there in Pomburpa. They are even today, they become so developed that they use these scooters. Women are using scooters and we don't even know whether they got license or no license.
थोडे रेस केली आणि हायेन रिक्वेस्ट केली की हे जे I have a question, sir. Just a second. तर आता हे migrants जे इशू असा हे आम्ही लास्ट टाइम पंचायत आय एम नॉट साइडिंग द पंचायत बट लास्ट टाइम वी हॅड वर्क्स ऑन इट ओनली ऑन द कॉन्सेप्ट ऑफ टॅक्स. Last time with the panchayat it was evaluated only on the concept of tax. And my question to the cops was with respect to the offences which can be committed by migrants. Okay, and that there is no documentation of any records with the panchayat. So when they are documenting there with the police station, they ought to have an entire copy with the panchayat. Because there has to be a sense of liability. फाल्यां कितें जालें कोणाच्या घरांत कितें मर्डर जालें कोण खंय सोदतलो कोणाक खबर आहा एंड कायदो ते पळयना कायदो तो पळयता कोणाच्या घरांत आहा पळय तो आनी तेचे क्रिमिनल बॅकग्राऊंड कितें आसा आनी दुसरे वस्तू पुलीस प्रोवायड करतले आमकां.
Yes, madam.
I'm also a migrant. Okay, I live in Popilvado. I own the house. I pay the house tax and the whatever. My tax ID, my Aadhaar is Goa. My voter card is Goa.
No, that
My
means
passport-
you are the citizen of Goa.
No, but I'm a migrant.
No, you're not.
Because I can't. I was not born. I'm not born. I was not born here. I was not born here. I was not born here, Dada. So I'm a migrant, no?
Okay, that's not the
Let me
criteria.
answer. Let me explain
That's
my
not the
question.
criteria.
Let me explain my question. Right? Now, there are many people, like me, maybe I don't know. I'm not born in Goa. Moved here 6 years ago, 7 years ago. Okay, with full Goan identity, legal identity. Okay, legal I'm there, fine. But there are also people who are coming to hired by Goans to work here because they have no work in another place. And many Goans say that the own place people don't want to work in the field. So what we do about them? They're also poor people. No? They're not all criminal people.
No, the question.
There is no issue with them coming here.
See, no, in our village actually we don't have an issue with the migrants. Only thing the crime rates are going on rising right now. And even it is been informed by the police department also that you should submit your details. Like migrant labor is coming in the state of by whichever state of Goa, they should submit their documents, identity and whatever is there. But they make any crimes in their state and they ran and come over here. So we don't have any details. And once the detail is been there with the police station, no, they can be traced easily. That is the only process. Now you are the one
Question is only about identification.
identification. See, now you are the house owner. It means you are registered over there. So it's not about you. It is a people, staff, anyone, housing, migrant, anybody can.
From Alfredo de Silva. Detailed list of ward-wise project or work carried out by this panchayat body since it took office till date. Provide name of the project work, ward, date of commencement, date of completing, amount tendered, and the name of the contractor whom the project work was issued. Include ongoing project works to be included are those of PWD, WRD, RDA, panchayat board, grant period or any other body.
Is 1 crore.
1 crore.
1 crore 40 lakhs.
Out of the total,
Out of the
1 crore 4 lakhs.
1 crore 4 lakhs, not 40 lakhs, 4 lakhs.
How many projects?
It's okay, how many projects doesn't matter. The amount we are talking about, what difference it makes.
आम्ही एक पॉइंट्स here नोट केला आहे ते पर्रा पंचायत has initiative. So let us give credit to Parra Panchayat. And all the time we have been talking about a similar thing in our Gram Sabha about protecting our village. Now we have put some specific points, right, which we can to some extent see that our village remains a village, okay, and become livable. आमकां सदांच रावपाक, आमकां सदांच बरे भशेन रावपाक आनी आमकां सदांच एक ग्रीनरी एनवायरमेंट अशें दवरचे खातीर आमी एक पॉयंट केल्ले आसा. पंचायत ऑफ पार्रा had given some points to the panchayat. Residents of Parra have given some points to the panchayat, based on which it's a guiding force to the panchayat body. So, वाचून दाखयता following building height to be 9 meters maximum, restricted to 2 stories, ground plus 1 only. Okay. Another objection is change of zones or FAR by PCP only with prior consent of the Gram Sabha. Correct. Change of zones or FAR by PCP only with prior consent of the Gram Sabha. Correct. No NOC to WRT for bore wells due to depletion of the groundwater level.
Yes.
Multi-dwelling projects which border the village infrastructure shall not be approved under any condition. What is a multi-dwelling project? I am saying for any premises with several apartments in one building is a multi-dwelling unit.
Providing better care and facilities to anyone. However, as per the recent report published by Migrant media, it has come to light that around 2,840 cows have died in various gaushalas across Goa over the last 2 years. Shocking statistics raises serious concerns about the management and operations of this gaushala. If such significant funds are being allocated, yet there are mass deaths of animals, it clearly indicates possible negligence, lack of proper food arrangements, inadequate medical treatment, or even corruption or misuse of funds meant for animal welfare. This situation is allowed to continue to represent not only a failure on the part of gaushalas, but also of the concerned government bodies and the panchayats involved in disbursing these funds without due accountability. I therefore request the panchayat to refrain from approving or issuing future funds to gaushalas unless a full investigation is undertaken. Second, pass a resolution in the next Gram Sabha to write to the concerned department, such as Director of Animal Husbandry or Veterinary Services, or other relevant authorities, urging them to investigate the cause of these deaths. If any mismanagement or corruption is found, strict action should be taken against the concerned organization, and an FIR should be registered in case of forgery or criminal negligence.
1 crore रुपये मागे त्यांना असून ते गेले अप्रूव्ह आणि फंड आता गौशालान गेलो फायनली आता गौशाला मीन्स व्हॉट इट इज देअर रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी टू टेक केअर ऑफ द cows whatever is there. आता they say that almost like 3,500 or 3,000 cows were there. Out of that 1,700 from one goshala the cows are there. So it means there is some forgery in that, no? गायो हांगासून येयल्ल्यो आनी थंय जर पावता आनी त्यो 1700 गायो मरता पळय दॅट मीन्स यू मस्ट बी डुईंग समथींग ओवर हियर. एक म्हटल्यार कितें आसतलें तांकां जेवण मेळनासतलें जावं ट्रिटमेंट नासतलें कितें तरी आसतलें नाल्यार तांकां रस्त्यारूच सोडूंक शकताले न्हू पयलीं. or government should do something that okay हांगा जे villages आहा पळय तांकां 10 गायो दिया त्यात 10,000 रुपया तांकां पे करा. Why they are not going to take care?
The destruction of the natural ecosystem and biodiversity, drying of springs, wells and sacred lakes, loss of grazing and agricultural support system, increased risk of disease outbreak due to loss of natural pest control, permanent damage to cultural and religious zones, violation of the environmental rights of both villages and wildlife, and legal and constitutional stand. We strongly oppose any form of land conversion or construction, including compound walls in these zones. This includes opposition to any provisions introduced under Section 17(2) of Town and Country Planning Laws or Land Conversion Amendments, Section 39A or similar constitutional or any legal provisions misused to facilitate unjust development. Then any future amendments or government notifications that attempt to override the ecological and community rights of the villagers. Let it be known that these areas are not empty or unused land. They are the lifeline of local wildlife, and animals have the right to survive and access natural resources just as humans do. And community resolution and future planning. At the recent Gram Sabha, our villagers unanimously passed a resolution that opposes all forms of development on the plateau, forested land, NDZs and slopes. Direct the panchayat to send letters to neighboring panchayats Salvador Tumund, Sukur, Ukasai, Bastoda, requesting no permission to be granted for developments, including roads and land conversion that affect our shared ecology. Then requires that any future proposal related to land use or development must be presented to the public through a special Gram Sabha with full transparency and local participation. and declaration of People's Master Plan. Furthermore, we, the villagers, declared our intention to create our own ward-wise master plan, guided by local knowledge and traditional wisdom. The plan will identify and protect wells, springs, water sources, nalas, grazing areas, religious and heritage sites, clearly demarcate development and no development zones, ensure that ecological sustainability and community concerns are at the center of any land-related decisions. This master plan will reflect our constitutional right to self-govern as guaranteed under the Panchayat Raj Act, Forest Right Act, and the Biological Diversity Act. Our demands immediate halt to any development, conversion, or construction in this plateau, forest, and NDZ areas. Recognition and enforcement of the Gram Sabha resolution passed by the people of Pomburpa. Then no permission or licenses to be issued to multi-dwelling unit with individual swimming pools without consultation and approval from Gram Sabha. Full legal protection for the plateau and surrounding ecosystem under the applicable environmental laws of Goa and India. Support from the authorities to help us develop our own ecologically sound, people-driven master plan. We appeal to the Panchayat and all concerned departments and their representatives to respect the will of the people and the sanctity of nature. This plateau and forest are not merely pieces of land, they are living systems that support human and animal life, cultural identity and environmental health. We will not allow short-term development to destroy what has taken centuries to nurture. Polwarkar, with a resident of Ikoshim village and a member of traditional fishing community, wish to bring to your attention a matter of serious concern that is affecting our village, affecting our environment and livelihood. Earlier, I had submitted complaints to the Panchayat and to Captain of Ports Panjim regarding the illegal parking and operation of yachts and boats in the Ikoshim backwaters without valid permission or licenses from the competent authority. These vessels are causing frequent oil spills, polluting the river and killing marine life. Then creating strong waves, damaging our small canoes and posing risk to our safety. Obstructing the traditional fishing and rapon activities, which are our ancestral sources of livelihood. Then adding to traffic congestion and environmental stress in our village. Following our complaints, a meeting was called by the captain of ports and some yacht and boat owners were warned to remove their vessels, feeling which they were to be seized within 2 weeks' time. However, despite the warning, these illegal activities continued unabated. It is also important to note that the High Court has issued an order to remove all yachts and boats from the Mandavi backwaters and to stop all water sports related activities. Yet these directives are being openly violated. Therefore, I kindly request the Panchayat to first include the matter as an agenda point in the upcoming Gram Sabha. Second, to conduct an official inspection of the Ikoshim backwaters. Third, to issue notices and impose heavy fines on all illegal yacht and boat operators. Then write to Captain of Ports and urge them to take stricter enforcement action. Then inform the local police, that is Pavarim or Mapsa police station, and request that an FIR be registered against those responsible. The issue is urgent and directly affects the environment and the traditional livelihoods of many families in Ikoshim, Pomburpa and Salvador the Mon village. We request the Panchayat's immediate intervention and support in safeguarding our community's rights and heritage.
ऍक्शन केलं काढ म्हटलं ऍक्शन ते काढीत ना कॅप्टनाने काढ म्हटलं कुठे काढीत ना तुमचा यायला खबर ना
पॉल्युशन कंट्रोल आमदार लँडावर ऑपरेट करता जर आमचो भायर सरपाचा पंचायत डिरेक्शन येता तुमकां डायरेक्शन घेवंक जाता की म्हाका ऑपरेट करूं नाका तुमी घेवंक म्हणटा लायसन्स ना तेवढे ऑलरेडी भरयला म्हणटा तुम्ही तेंका डायरेक्शन दिला हे ऑपरेट कोण करा लँडावर तुमकां म्हणटा तुम्ही घेतलेला हांव नाना की कंप्लेंट केली हेजे थोडी डेटा
केला क्वालिटी जास्त साईड केला
आता कोण ऑपरेट
Development permission was granted by the Panchayat for the construction of compound wall on the aforementioned property, which is classified as private forest. This permission was granted despite a clear resolution passed by Gram Sabha, whereby it was unanimously resolved not to allow any development activity or areas falling under national cover NDZ, NDS or private forest. Following the grant of this permission, the owner of the said property, Mr. Robin Santosh Munia, began illegal activities on the site, including the use of JCB backhoe loader to approve the trees and cause extensive environmental damage. These actions have seriously harmed the natural ecosystem and are in direct violation of the Section 8 of the Goa Double and Due Reservation of Trees. Upon witnessing this destruction, villagers rushed to the site and immediately informed the Forest Department. The Forest Department responded promptly and the JCB used in the offence was seized. The case has been officially registered against Mr. Robin Santosh Mania under number dated 28/4/2025. We demand that Panchayat immediately revoke the development permission granted for survey number 29/1C. Clarify how such permission was granted contradicting the Gram Sabha resolution. And initiate action against any official responsible for approving the permission in violation of the established rules and public interest, and ensure no further development and activities occurs on the said land pending the outcome of the legal proceedings, and publicly reaffirm the Panchayat's commitment to uphold the Gram Sabha resolution and protect environmentally sensitive areas. Matter is of utmost importance and have grave implications for the ecological integrity of our village. We hope the Panchayat acts promptly and responsibly.
कंपाऊंड वॉल घालतो नको
कंपाऊंड वॉल घालपाक घेतलो न्हू परमिशन, झाडां खंय कट केली, माती लेवल करपाक काय घेवना. तुम्ही तो ते कितें म्हणटा, तुम्ही परमिशन दिला म्हणून सांगता. तुम्ही जर परमिशन दिला तुम्ही किती ऍक्शन घेता हेजेर आता?
ऍट प्रेझेंट झाडां कापल्यानंतर लायसन्स रिवोक करा.
दिला तुमकां परमिशन दिलें तुमी न्हू, तेंच्यांनी कितें केलें, लेवल करपाक काय दिवन आहले, बिल्डींग बांदपाक काय दिवन आहले. सो ते दुसरे एक्टिविटीज करता जाल्यार रिवोक करूंक जाय लायसन्स न्हू.
वय बरोबर.
Compound wall license tomorrow they are going to take under 17 आणि कितें करपाक येता.